I see you sitting there with me. I feel like the guides are with me here. You knew I was going to ask for you, correct? Yep, you know. Hey everybody, it's me Josh with Hope, and tonight I am asking once again for Tupac Shakur. Tupac is someone who is very special to me. He was the first well-known person that I ever asked for many years ago. From the first time I asked for him, in the many sessions that I have done with him, it has been very apparent that the connection has been strong. I would say a few months ago, I asked for Kim Porter, who was Diddy's significant other at one point and died under mysterious circumstances. She was sick, but when asking for her in that session, Tupac's name was mentioned, and I thought that was pretty interesting. And they just said, I'm right, which is interesting. And the bell did ring, and it's been quiet since I turned it on. Being that Diddy has been sentenced to 4 years in prison, and still Dwayne Keefe Davis, who was the only person ever arrested in relation to Tupac's death, is still awaiting trial, I figured it was time to ask for whom I consider to be a friend once again. And it's important that I do go over a few things before we get into the session. Again, the session is broken up into chapters. So for people that have been following me a long time and know this information, you don't have to listen to me explain it, but we get new people on the channel all the time, and it's important. And people are still asking me lots of questions about this process, and these are questions that I'm answering in every video that I'm posting in the beginning of every session. So I am a trained medium. I've done over 4,000 readings for people and connecting with their loved ones. In order for this process to work for me, what I have found is that I have to intuitively connect first to the person, and then I ask for them through my equipment. I am using people's voices when I can. I don't always have people's voices to use, but I find that when I'm using someone's voice with no words in it, it does strengthen the connection. It's known as the Hope Voice Signature Method. As some of my haters out there over the past 13 years that have tried to attack what I do, and that comes with the territory, they try to debunk what I'm doing by reversing my responses, and you can hear words in that sound source, and that's a good thing. And so it's important that everyone understands that anyone, in addition to anyone being able to do this work themselves, and I give people my free app, I give them my HSB-PRO to use, but anyone can validate my work. What they're saying is a debunk is not a debunk. It actually validates the work. I'm telling you that I'm using reversed, slowed, chopped up human speech to give the spirit back a voice. You know, spirit does not have the same voice that we have when we're here. And that's why that if I use a voice recorder, you will hear a whisper. But when we give them back a human voice, they're able to take that voice and form their own responses with it. It's not easy, but they do it. And it's pretty amazing. So I'm giving back Tupac his voice tonight. It's his voice. And the way that anyone can validate that is by any of the responses that come through tonight. They can, reverse those responses, and you will hear parts of words or whole words. And that proves two things. It proves that I'm telling you the truth in my process, which is important. I make myself very transparent in this process. And that I'm not laying in interview clips and words to fit these sessions. So I'm using my box or my computer program. People ask, well, he's faking this by turning the dial. No, I'm running the raw sound in the background. I'm asking a question, and then I'm turning the dial, releasing some of that raw wordless sound for Tupac to use and form his own responses in that moment. So that's important that you understand that, okay? It's also important that you understand that I'm not hearing everything in real time. A lot of people, use the app and they have great success with it, but some people don't hear instant responses, just like I don't. And I tell people, this is a strenuous process. It takes time. I have to go back through these sessions and review the responses to see if I captured anything in addition to what I'm hearing in real time. I only hear about 15-20% of the responses in real time. Some people say, well, you ask very long questions. I think they would come through better if you ask short questions. And I find that is not the case. If I ask a very quick question and I turn the dial, they need time to hear what I'm saying. They need time to be able to think about a response. And so by asking not a super long question, but a more extended question, or repeating the question, it gives them time to be able to answer the question. And that's what I find. So that is what I'm doing. And if there's anyone else that has any questions about what I'm doing, I have no problem answering it. If you're respectful but you're skeptic, I will answer your questions all day. I just don't tolerate disrespect. I've been doing this too long to tolerate that kind of thing. If people have already made up their mind, or, I respond to skepticism, I shut down cynicism. That's pretty much, what I say, and that's how I do it, okay? So it's important. If anyone is interested in any of the things that I'm doing, my sessions, my book, my apps, I have a new app coming out for Android and iOS before the year is out, so that's coming. Go to hopeparanormal.com and you can see all things related to hope. And so I'm going to just turn on my spirit box and run that while I connect and invite Tupac to come through. I have his a painting, this beautiful painting that someone did for me a long time ago, that I have of him behind me, and we're gonna invite him to come through. Okay, so I'm gonna run the radio, inviting my guides to please be here with me, Michael, Chris, and Betsy. And I'm gonna focus and make sure I have sound coming through. So I'm inviting Tupac Shakur. And, it's almost like instantly that as I go to connect with his energy, I feel like he's in the room. Please sit with us, man. You're no stranger to this process. We just passed the 29-year mark since you passed. And I thank you for joining us. I'm going to start by using the computer by itself first. So Tupac, I greet you. How are you? Can you use this tonight? I see you sitting there with me. I feel like the guides are with me here. You knew I was going to ask for you, correct? Yep, you know. That's right. You are, I can go on and on about what you've meant to me prior to starting this work. You know that. You know the history that we have. Did you want to come through? Did you want to come through and speak tonight? How about now? Sounds like you said yeah. It was interesting because when I asked for Kim Porter, who was, Diddy's significant other at one point, right in the beginning of the session, your name was said, and I felt like you were there. Were you there during that session? Did you come into that session when I was asking for Kim Porter? I was asking for Kim because many people have asked for me to ask for her. When we did this session with you a couple of years ago, because there was an arrest made by this this guy Dwayne Keefe Davis was arrested. You mentioned Suge, you mentioned Diddy, you mentioned his name, and I didn't bring him up. Anything you want to tell us about where you're at, how you're feeling regarding maybe this recent news? How do you feel about this? Can I get a comment from you regarding it? So I thought that was very interesting. Now I'm sure have been following that Diddy's been on trial, and that he was just sentenced to 4 years, and he's in I think Fort Dix. Do you have anything you want to say about Diddy, being sentenced and being in jail for 4 years? I mean, you mentioned Diddy in that session that we did, and did he have anything to do with your death? Okay, let's go over to the box. Hold on. Let's go back to this stuff that I was asking you earlier. Let's see if we can do that. You did answer that you were there when I did the Kim Porter session, so you wanted it to be known that you were there. Why did you want that? So that we knew to ask for you again. So I knew to ask for you. I wanted to talk. You're freaking amazing, dude. I mean, come on, man. How great. He's like, I wanted to talk, man. So many people think that you're still alive. They're convinced that you are still alive. How do you feel about that? How do you feel that so many people still feel that you're on some island somewhere alive? Dwayne Keefe Davis is, he's still in lockup. I mean, it's been a couple of years now since his arrest. He got some new charges for fighting and all this other stuff, but he's still awaiting trial. Is there any insight, any comments about him still sitting and being, awaiting trial? Does this matter to you still? I know you said that that you wanted me to get this out there, and you didn't know what was going to happen in the future, but to share this and to get it out there. But does what happens to Dwayne Keefe Davis, does it matter to you? Yeah. How about now? Anything else? Sad. It's been 29 years. And I mean, does it feel like it's been 29 years to you? Does it feel like it's been that long? It sounds like, you said you wanted to talk, if I heard that correctly. Do you check in around here? Do you check in and see what I'm doing, what I'm working on? I mean, this is an outlet to come through, every couple of years or so. And do you check in and see what I'm doing? Something here. Do you see what's going on in the world, and the problems we're having, the issues in this country that we're having? Are you seeing all these things that are going on currently? Yeah. Well, I love you, man. And, I'm sorry it took longer for me to ask for you, but I needed to make sure that I was in the right space. And I've been working a lot, doing sessions for people and trying to just keep up. So it is hard. I have gotten busier since we started this, and it's been a beautiful thing. A lot of people are following this work and getting sessions done by me, reading the book that I wrote and using the apps that I've created, and it's just a beautiful thing. And I attribute you being a part of that journey with me, and you're always welcome. Let's try one more thing real quick, all right? Let's just try this. Tupac, my friend, is there anything else that you want to try and say on this voice recorder now? All right, so there you go. I heard quite a few responses from him, and I'm grateful that I was able to ask for him. He wanted to talk. He said it, just like he came through, and his name came through in that Kim Porter session, and it's wonderful. And this won't be the last time that I ask for him. He means a lot to me, and it's not just because of his music. I'm going to say some prayers with him, and I ask that you do the same thing for him. Take a couple moments if you care, and you'd like to say a prayer for him. Send him some light and love. And I love you all. I thank you. And until next time.